What if the biggest story out of the winter meetings isn't about what the Blue Jays are losing, but what they're building? While everyone's focused on Bo Bichette's uncertain future, there's a chess game being played in Orlando that could define the next decade of Toronto baseball. The front office isn't panicking, they're positioning, and what looks like a difficult goodbye might actually be the beginning of something extraordinary. Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome to Jays Quick News, your go-to spot for the latest Toronto Blue Jays updates. Today we're taking a different angle on the Bo Bichette story that everyone's talking about. Instead of doom and gloom, we're breaking down why this situation represents Ross Atkins playing championship-level chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers. The winter meetings are revealing something fascinating about Toronto's strategy, and it deserves way more attention than it's getting. Before we dive deep, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're about to give you insights you won't hear anywhere else. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room first. Bo Bichette just delivered one of his finest seasons. .301 batting average, saying 840 OPS, 18 home runs, 94 RBIs, and that unforgettable 3-run blast off Shohei Ohtani in Game 7 of the World Series. The man tied for second in MLB for batting average and proved his 2024 struggles were just a blip caused by injuries. He wants to stay in Toronto. He's said it repeatedly. The Blue Jays love him. So why all the speculation about his departure? Because sometimes the hardest decisions lead to the best outcomes. Here's what most analysts are missing. Toronto isn't choosing between Bichette and success. They're evaluating whether paying $200+ million for a defensively challenged shortstop makes sense when they could construct something even more dangerous. And based on their moves, they're building a roster that could dominate for the next 5 years, not just compete for 1 or 2. Ross Atkins gave us a masterclass in negotiation poker this week at the winter meetings. When asked about Bichette, he kept everything close to the vest. My conversations with him, I'll keep to Bo and I. That's not evasion, that's respect for the process. He praised Bichette's incredible impact on this organization without tipping his hand on numbers or timeline. Why? Because Atkins knows something crucial. The market sets the price, and patience wins negotiations. While everyone's speculating, Toronto's gathering information about every player who could upgrade this roster. Now, let's talk about what the Blue Jays have actually accomplished. They signed Dylan Cease to a 7-year, $210 million deal, landing arguably the best starting pitcher available. They brought back Shane Bieber, who's recovering beautifully from Tommy John surgery and looked electric during the playoffs. They added Cody Ponce after his MVP season in Korea. This rotation could be absolutely elite. But here's the insight everyone's sleeping on. By locking down pitching first, Toronto now has incredible flexibility on offense. They're not desperate, they're selective. The Kyle Tucker connection is where this gets really interesting. Tucker visited the Blue Jays' Dunedin facility, and industry insiders pegged Toronto as favorites to land him on a deal north of $400 million. But here's what makes Tucker special beyond the obvious. He's a 4-time All-Star who hit .266 with a .377 on-base percentage, 22 homers, and 25 steals in 2025. That combination of power, patience, and speed fits perfectly with what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. brings. Some reports suggest if Toronto signs Tucker, Bichette's departure becomes inevitable. But what if that's actually the winning formula? Think about this roster construction. Guerrero at first base, Andres Gimenez at second or short, Tucker in the outfield, plus George Springer and Dalton Varsho. Gimenez is a 3-time Gold Glove winner who played shortstop brilliantly during the playoffs when Bichette was injured. He's already under contract through 2029 at less than $20 million annually. His defense alone saved Toronto multiple runs in the postseason. MLB Network's analysts called him the best infielder in baseball, no matter where he's standing. That's not a weakness. That's a solution already on the roster. Then there's the Ketel Marte Whisper campaign. Arizona's all-star second baseman posted a .283 average with 28 homers and a 145 WRC plus in 2025. He's under team control through 2030 at reasonable money. If Toronto trades for Marte, they get an elite offensive second baseman who's also a Gold Glove caliber defender, freeing Gimenez to play shortstop full-time. Suddenly, you have defensive excellence up the middle and offensive firepower. That's not settling. That's upgrading the foundation. Here's the perspective nobody's discussing. Bichette's defensive metrics tell a story. His minus 13 outs above average ranked dead last among qualified shortstops in 2025. He played second base during the World Series out of necessity, and it actually worked well. Multiple teams are interested in Bichette specifically as a second baseman because his bat plays anywhere. Boston, with their deep pockets and Fenway Park dimensions perfect for his swing, .329 average, .907 OPS there, could offer him $200 million and position flexibility. What if the best thing for Bo's career is a fresh start where he's not under defensive scrutiny? The financial reality supports Toronto's strategy. Comparable deals like Willy Adami's 7-year, $182 million contract with San Francisco suggest Bichette's asking price sits around $250 million. Add that to Guerrero's $500 million, Cease's $210 million, Tucker's projected $400 million, and Gimenez's existing $106 million deal, and suddenly you understand why Atkins is being calculated. The goal isn't to spend the most, it's to spend the smartest. Here's the ultimate insight. MLB insider John Heyman said Toronto could absolutely sign both Bichette and Tucker if they wanted. They offered Juan Soto over $600 million. The money exists. But championship teams aren't built by signing everyone available. They're built by identifying exactly which pieces create unstoppable synergy. If Atkins believes Tucker's defensive versatility, Tucker's elite plate discipline, and Gimenez's gold glove defense create a better 5-year window than paying Bichette $250 million, that's not disrespect, that's analytical excellence. So Jays Nation, here's the real question. Would you rather have sentimental favorites or championship construction? Both Bichette scenarios work. Him staying at a team-friendly number, or him departing while Toronto builds something even more complete. The Blue Jays aren't in crisis mode. They're in championship optimization mode. And honestly, that's exactly where championship teams should be. Hit that like button if you're trusting the process, and drop your take in the comments. Do you want Bo back at any cost, or do you trust Atkins to build the optimal roster? Subscribe to Jay's Quick News and smash that notification bell. This story's going to get even more interesting. This is Jay's Quick News, and we'll see you in the next one.